All right, cool. So we learned about data types. Um, then we're gonna look at our next lesson, right? So, so last week we just touched in base with let's say our, you know, dictionary, our word of we need to understand in JavaScript to make it, you know, everything flow, right? Like we talked about null, undefined, nan or not a number, NaN, and we're gonna more elaborate with last time we haven't really covered with double equal and triple equal. So triple equal means it checks two, you know, two numbers or two variables. It checks in the type, okay? It's checking the type and the value. It's, both will be checked here, okay? In the triple equal. But in the two equals, we're just checking the types, all right? We make sure that the two types are equal. We're gonna look at more examples, you know, when we get there. So another thing we talked about last week was, you know, how things work, like global and, you know, local scoping in JavaScript. We talked about having, you know, local variables means within the block code, right? The block scope, and the global would be outside of the curly braces or outside of the function or variables or things like that. So we talked about it. So ES6. ES6 is ECMAScript 6 or ECMAScript 2015, right? ECMAScript 2015. Basically, this is like the modern JavaScript starting 2015. That's the modern we're gonna look at. So everything we talked about in this course, like it's on like GitHub, okay? Like if you go to my you know, my folder here in the GitHub, you can find it under JavaScript course for beginners. There's some files that I added the last few days. We added conditions, which is we learned last week, and we added ES6, okay? So you can find it on a GitHub as well. So we have scope, right?
Yeah.
Global and local. So where are those? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Local scopes. So where are they? Okay. Whenever you have, so basically we're just gonna define it in a way of using variables like, let's say, you know, var. We said is started from the beginning, right? Since JavaScript started, they begin with var, and now we have let and const, right? So
Yeah.
so example one we can use, okay? For now, we're gonna look at var, okay? How things working using var, either with global and local scopes, okay? So we can say that inside this block, it's a block, right? Var, we can make it x, the variable is x2. We can really outputting out this this block, right? We can really call it if we want.
Call X
Desktop, right? Yes. Okay. So node app, right? We got two here. We still can access it outside of this block code, right? So this is a part of local, right? This is local because it's inside the braces, right?
So the braces make.
Only as long if you call console inside the braces, it'll work. If you call outside the braces, it won't work.
Yeah, yes, in some cases. Okay, some cases
Some
like
cases.
when you use let or const. You see this example here in a global scope. Um, when you you can you can we're gonna discuss const and let, but in a global it works with all of them. Okay, but the thing is on const you cannot really reassign it. You cannot change the value. Okay, once you assign it in the beginning. Um,
Okay.
so so this is a little bit confusing. You see, you cannot reassigning const. Okay, we're gonna look at what is that. What is the meaning of reassigning? Okay, so that's var, right? So let's look at let. Okay, how let is working. Okay, how is let working in the block code? We don't need to make it. Okay. Okay. Let y 10, right? Let's define it outside of the block code, right? Let's make it y, right? Let's run it again. Uh, see, um, it doesn't let us do that.
It's
You
not
see?
defined.
Yeah, hold on. I think, let me just, we see we cannot define let outside of the block code. Okay, it doesn't work.
Okay.
See, it doesn't, it's y is not defined. It won't work. So let's take a look with another example. Okay, let me just um, okay, so let's say var x global, right? This is a global. So this is outside the global, right?
Okay.
So we can define it console.log um, this x. So this means like it represents the current um, line, right? The current code. So this keyword this represents the current code, right? That's what we're saying here. So let's just make it y. See, right? Console.log out. Okay, let's see how things works. So it's still it's giving us undefined, right? Because it's global. This is a global side of it, right? It's outside of everything. It's not function or it's not within the function or it's not within anything. It's outside. So make sure you know the difference between uh, global, okay, global and local, okay. There's big difference. This is like the simplest example I can come up with. Uh, so let's see another example. Let me clear this out. All right. So another example would be, so let's come up with this. Let x equal to 1. So let's give it a condition. Um, condition of x strictly equal to 1. So inside of here, we're calling another x x2, which we change it, okay?
Okay.
We change it. So we define it outside, but in a way we want to change it. All right. So right.
Yeah.
Then over here we'll print out what? 2.
2.
Okay. So you know why it's printing out 1? Because of this let, because of the global, global side of it. Outside of this block, it's just 1, right? X is 1. But within the global ones are the X is 2. Okay. Okay. Let's see an example of const. Const equal to my fave car, BMW, right? So let's just console this out. Okay, my favorite car is BMW, right? So this is just a normal assigning to it. All right, so okay, what if we can we reassign it? Const. Okay, let me just
reassign the variable constant.
In a constant, yeah, const.
I'm pretty sure I can't.
Yeah, because of what?
Constants are meant to be permanent, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so exactly. So let's see, how's it working this time? Yeah, because you see, this error here, my fave car has already been declared. So once you declare in const, you can't really, redeclare it again. Okay. What if? So you can't really do initializer as well with const. Okay, you cannot really say this is a variable and then trying to use it in this matter. It won't work. So let's see. Yeah, you see, look, it's giving you this missing initializer in const declaration. So we cannot really use this kind of work in const. We can really reinitializing in const, but let you can, right? Names. Okay. So let's missing that.
Isn't it empty?
Yeah, we just want to examine like, yeah, see, it's unidentified, but you can use let. You can initializing just like var. Also, var works with this, like cars push or something. You can use any kind of method once you name it here. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how it works. Okay, so we're done with ES6 for now. We have a lot to cover in ES6, but for now, it should be good. Like you guys, later on, we're not gonna be just working with var. Also, we're gonna be working with let and const. Okay. So let's open it. So today we're gonna learn about continuing our learning with. So before that, so this is just a brief, definition of this 3 variable creation methods in JavaScript. So var is a legacy declaring variable, was there from the beginning, right? We talked about it. So let declares a block scope local variables. You remember we talked about local variables. Within the local variables, we can place either let or const. So their functionality when it comes to let and const, to find their common ground would be block code. Okay, they're block scoped variables, right? Value cannot be changed through reassignments and cannot be redeclared. Okay, that's what they call it const, because it's a constant, it cannot be changed, right? That's the meaning of it. um, so in this section, we just want to discuss like how we identify names, like how they call it JavaScript identifiers, right? Whenever you
Yeah.
assign names, it's very crucial, right? We cannot really say the reserved words of JavaScript, right? These are the reserved words in JavaScript, right? We say, breaks, let, if, or all of these, you know, um, keywords. We cannot really use them to identify, to assign them as one of the naming convention, right? We cannot really use them. So identifiers in JavaScript is a sequence of characters in the code that identifies a variable, function, okay, or property, okay. Um, this goes with all, not just only naming the variable, also function. When we function something out, we really have to call it name, proper name, where we can. It has to make sense. It has to give us some meanings, right? So this identifier is case sensitive, right? Contain a Unicode letters. You can use a $sign, right? Underscore, you can use underscore like this, and digits, okay? But you cannot start with the numbers or digits, okay? You're not supposed to do that. You cannot start with numbers. So the best example could be like you have var, right? Get name, okay? That's a good name to have it, right? Whenever you have a cameo case like this, get name. So, and John, okay? That's a good example. Um, so let, you can use underscore in between the name, between new and location. You can, whichever you like, right? In Scotland, right? Const, and then underscore. I use underscore here. Item selected, true, right? And the way I found this example would be like, don't use this. Like, don't create variable name new. Okay, that just doesn't mean anything, right? It has to be meaning. Okay, it has to be meaningful names. It could be new computer or something. Like, you have to give it either a comma case or underscore or a dash or something. And then other I found out is starting your name convention with 9, okay, or a number of rooms or something. This is a bad practice, okay. So when we continue with our lesson, today we briefly discuss about conditions and loops. So conditions would be like, they're very important in JavaScript world, in the matter for almost all programming language have some kind of similarities, so this could be like one condition, right? Like you have if um, you have if condition here. If this condition is true, if in this block of code, if it's true, then execute this code. Else, if it's false, execute this code. Okay, I hope you understand this, right? So the second part of if condition, if else, if would be like, if this is true, okay, the first condition is true, then the second condition is false, and condition is second condition is true. Else, if the condition one false and condition 2 false is false. So this is if else if um, uh, um, conditions we're learning here. So
That's confusing after a while. You have too much.
yeah, yeah, you get used to it once you start doing things like um, some conditions in your programming, it will get easier. Maybe you might use this condition. Mostly you use if else. If the first condition is true, you execute this one out. And if it's false, then you write something else, right? Mostly we use it for like finding errors. If you go to different pages, like you give it condition, like if they type in, a wrong path, then condition will be false, right? Execute this code. And then we have another loops will be like for, while, do while, switch case. So we're gonna try to learn all these lessons today. So we talked about a little bit on regarding conditions, right? Like let's say, for example, you have if condition 1 greater than 0, right? We open the bracket, console.log. All right, yes. We can just type this, right? And we can say note, and let's just type in this out, right? Because it's true, right? Like 1 greater than or greater than 0, and our system is giving us true, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, let's add else condition, right? So let's create another one. Let's say this less than sign, okay? Console.log. Yes. Right. So let's just taste more than like few more cases, okay? Let's create let name, right? Equal to kittens, right? Okay, that's kitten we have identified. So name triple equal to puppies, right? Name add exclamation point. All right. Else if name triple equal to kittens name add, right? Add equal to two exclamation point. Else name equal to 1. Okay, 1, and add name. And at the end, we console log name equal to kittens. Okay, so should be true. All right. We just fixed that. So this is a multiple condition you can, write, you can write if, else if, or else, okay? So remember we talked about here, if condition 1 is true, condition 2 false, right? Condition 1 is false, then condition true is true, right? Then the third condition is false, condition 1 false and condition 2 false would be false at the end. So another way writing conditions, there's shorter way, like let's say if you're finding two comparison of two things to compare, right? So we can say let age equal to, so we create this, right? 14, let's allowed equal to age greater than 18, right? Question mark, this is like the condition, right? Yes or no. Console.log allowed. So let's just review it, okay? We assign it age 14, let allowed equal to age. So this is like the defined of our condition, right? Age has to be greater than 18, right? And our condition will start with question mark. Yes, if it's yes, type yes. If it's no, no, right? To condition. Call it ternary operators conditions, okay? This is how you write your condition, and it's just a shorter way, you know, instead of writing if, else if, things like that. You can really do that. Okay, so what do you think is gonna happen?
Hopefully it'll say.
Yeah, so the answer is no, right? Because it's 14. The age 14 is greater than 18? No, it's not, right? So it's under 18. So it's not allowed. Okay, so that's itinerary. Operation codes. Define let name. Let's call it Jerry. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So condition would be if 1 greater than 0, output J. Okay. So let's see what happened here. Console.log name. What do you think is gonna happen here? So we define name Jerry. Condition if 1 greater than 0, output name J.
It should say Jerry.
It should say Jerry. Let's see. It should say J because
okay.
The name itself is outputting out the J.
Okay.
Yeah, because we change it here.
Okay.
Right.
The variable is not local. It's what's the name
Yeah.
of this?
And also, like, why this one is different from the top part? Why this? Okay, let me just. Why this one is different? If 1 greater than 0, let other name everyday code. Okay, console.log another name.
Not everyday code is error.
It's giving us error because
It's
we
not
cannot
defined again.
Another name is not defined.
Well, it's because you didn't define it earlier in the let is block code.
Because we cannot access it outside of our block code because we use let, right? What if it's var? Let's see.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah, because you see it's work, right? You can access it with using var.
Okay.
What if inside here, what's gonna happen? Inside of the block code. Another. Let's just change it to let. Let's just remove that.
It's
accessing it, right?
Yeah.
We use, okay. But outside of the block code, which is the braces here, we cannot access it here. You see how it works now? Like you can work with let within the block code. Outside of that, it won't let you access it. Okay. That's really the difference between, like, if you ask me what is the difference between var and let and const, okay, that is your answer there, right?
Okay.
Now let's take a look. You really can tell the difference, like if you're using a console, you know, the inspection. Okay, like it will tell you the difference. Okay, A. That's false. Okay, what about this? We use equal to sign here. Still false. It's not equal to, right?
Yeah.
What about this? 12 greater than or equal to 12. It's true, right?
Yeah.
What about this in quotation? Still true.
It should be false, but okay.
Yeah, as in JavaScript, it's true.
Sweet.
Yeah.
They're different data types, though.
What about this without the sign? Greater than sign. So yeah, you can really, okay. So 12
Okay.
triple 2 equal to 12. That's true, right? What about triple equal and this 12 here? That's false. Okay, what about this, like names, like animal names, like dog? Dog, 2 equal to dog. What do you think is gonna happen? True, right? What about this one? 1, 2 equal to true. What do you think is gonna happen? It's true. I know it's kind of confusing, but 1 triple equal to true. False. It's not the same, right? Type and equality, like it's not the same. It's false. Of course, true triple equal to true is true, right? Let's say one, we talked about this already. Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, this is also a condition, so we have to get it out of our way. What about these? Can you tell me a bracket with triple equal to another bracket?
Should be true, maybe.
It should be true, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know how that works. What about bracket? You have 2 brackets. False, still false. They need to change this, I believe. I really think so, because over here you're identifying the object, and this one over here you're identifying the arrays, right? It should be true in a way. What if you have like sign and or? Before that, we're gonna learn non-equal to, okay? So what do you think is gonna happen? 1 not equal to, so this sign is exclamation point, and equal to are the opposite of 2 equal to, right? Triple equal would be exclamation point and 2 equals, like this, okay? So what's gonna happen? 1 strictly not equal to 3. Not not it's not the same, right? It's not equal.
Yeah.
So what about this one? Okay. Hello and not equal, strictly not equal to hello, like that. It's true. So the logic we're gonna be learning, we're gonna say and or, all right? So we're gonna look up some examples like true and true. It's true, right?
Okay.
Same thing with false. False. It's still false, right?
So you're saying for the and both of them have to be true. Is it and for
it's true. It's true because both of them are the same.
yeah.
But when it comes to or false, it's false. It's not true because it's or sign, right?
So you're saying for and two of them have to be true.
Yeah.
For or
it has to be and in the middle in order to be not the or sign. The or sign makes it logic. Yeah. So let's define it here. The and sign, both sides, okay, the and signs, both sides, value has to be true, okay? But the or sign, the or operator, both sides true in order to be value to be true, okay? So another example would be true or false is true. Okay, so let's just see another example like using this. Okay, let's just delete all this. Over here, we're gonna say let hour equal to 9. So that the hour is 9, right? Yeah. Condition if hour is less than 10, or see how I use or here? Hour greater than 18. Output console.log. The office is closed. Okay?
Okay.
So what do you think is going to happen? We're defining hour number 9. If hour 9 is less than 10 or 9 greater than 18, so basically like, you know, putting two operators in different ways, right? So let's see what's gonna come up here. The office is closed. They close at 9, right? But they open at 10. And they're closing at 18, which is 6 o'clock. The office is closed. If you come in at 19, the office is closed. If you come in before 10, 9 o'clock, for example, the office is closed. Let's give it another one, okay? Okay, over here, I can write it here. What if 11? What do you think is gonna happen here? We have to write another condition, right?
Yeah. The office is open?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So hour 11, right? The office is open, right? We're learning two things at one time, right? We're learning about the or and the condition itself, right? Because the thing is, they have to come in order to go to the office, right? They have to come in before 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock. If they come in outside of this hours, because the hours it looks like open between 10 o'clock to 6 p.m. Okay, so you have to come in within this hour in order for it to get in the office. Okay, that's what this condition is doing here. Okay, so if you come in, let's say 8 o'clock, this condition is gonna be closed, right? It's gonna output out this one. The office is closed because you see our condition here, hour is less than 10. If this hour is less than 10 and or hour is greater than 18, then it'll outputting out this one. If it's less than that. So we're using two operands in order to use this. Okay, let's use it. So this is or, right? Let's give it another example with and, like this, right? Let's find out. Okay, let hour equal to 12. And let's give it a minute. Let minutes equal to 30. Okay. If hour equal to 12 and the sign we use here, minutes equal to 30, Console.log, the time is 12:30. All right, let's just, okay, so we define hour 12, we define minute 30, right? If hour equal to 12, okay,
Anything
12.
else? Just in case.
No, not this example, no. So if hour 12 equal to 12 and minutes equal to 30, so what do you think is gonna happen?
It's gonna print out the time is 12:30.
Yeah, the time is 12:30, right? Because it's equal. We can use else, right? Else Console.log.
Time is wrong.
The time right?
Yeah.
Not the time is wrong, maybe like, so let's say if it's 11, what do you think is gonna happen here? 11 and 31.
You can put in the
We have to
selector.
put the condition, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. The time is wrong because this statement is not true. So this is displaying this one, line 16.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how you put two operations, together in the condition to make it work, right? To make these things work. Like good example could be minutes, hours, maybe days. Let's say you're logging into like some software, right? That software will find out which day it is for you and whether it's morning or nighttime or daytime, and it gives you your name, right? And it gives you which time of the day it is, right? Good evening, right? So that is, it's done by JavaScript. So in this condition, you can really use it as and in that way, like evening. If you're using it in the evening time, let's say you're logging into like your Gmail, say good evening, right? It comes with JavaScript. Okay. All right. So you get that, right? So now let's go to switch. Okay. Switch statement. So basically, like in switch statements, the same thing, but in a way we use the word switch. Okay, we use the word case. Uh, at the end, we use defaults. Okay. Okay. So let's work on it now. Okay. Let's define our grades here. Let's find, if you want to, find out which, like, let's say you're a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So let's define B here, the letter B. Okay, let grade, so it's B, right? We want to find out which, uh, which grade it is, okay, whether it's good or not, okay? So grade, um, we open the bracket, okay? Switch grade, in a param we write that, in a case, okay, letter A is what? Letter A, we console this out. What do you call it? Excellent, right? Excellent job. So we can write another case, case letter B, right?
Okay.
Console.log. What is this? Very good or good? Good job. Consoling. Okay, case number, third one, C. If you get C, console this out, log. What is okay job, right? It's not B or it's not A, but it's okay job. And the case number, letter C, if you get D, you console this out, .log. You need to do some job here. This is really bad job, right?
Okay.
Case, okay, F, okay, console.log is below what to expect, right? Unexpected, no. Okay, so not a good job. You suck, right? Bad job. All right. So in the end, you can really use default here. All right. So default console.log. Unexpected grade value. Enter. So if you enter outside of this grades, whether A, B, C, D, F, then this default sign will come up, right? This will output out. So by now, so let's find out, okay? Clear. Node. So, okay, hold on. What is that?
the loop we did before, remember?
Because I haven't saved it, that's why. Okay, see, it's outputting everything out for you. Good job, okay job, not a good job, bad job, unexpected grade value. So we just, this is a statement we type in, right? So we have cases, case A, case B, case C. So it's different case. So I think in the end, you can hit break. So as soon as this goes out, as soon as the computer finds out your answer, then it hit break, okay? Usually you can, put this like after every case, right? You can really do that.
Okay.
So that's the switch case. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So it's a good job. You see, I use break, but because we use this, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a good job because we found out what it is, right? Grade, our grade B, we want to find out this B, and it's a good job. That's how we use switch case. Okay. Uh, so our very last lesson. So we're gonna um, cover a little bit about iteration. Okay. Um, Last week we covered about like we do a little bit of iteration, right? Uh, this is like, if you're going for a job, like, this is like very common knowledge you need to have, you know, count. Okay. So here we're going to count names. We define it. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is our index? Okay. How do we count this? What is this index here?
All right. 0.
0, exactly. So we count it from 0. So here we use for let I equal to 0. Okay, and I less than count length. Okay, we want to iterate, right? I plus plus, and here Console.log I, right? Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Yeah, you see, started from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the iteration. Okay, so you define first, okay, and then you iterate it through from index 0, whichever you want to do. Okay. Okay, that's all I have today.